You've seen a number of evolutions in business models that consumer businesses will lean into. When you look back over the last 10 years, what's changed in the way that these companies monetize?
That's a really good question. I said earlier, like all that's old is new again. I'm
Yeah.
feeling that way right now with monetization as well, where if you think about kind of the early days of the internet, it was all ad driven. Like you couldn't get anybody to pay for subscriptions. And then people became disillusioned with that as a revenue model, like the predictability of subscriptions. So everybody pivoted over to subscriptions. I think there's a consumer fatigue with subscriptions and how many
Oh
subscriptions
man, I feel it.
yeah.
Every time I look at my credit card, I'm like, I'm paying way more than I paid for cable.
Yeah, exactly. You see advertisements now where companies are like, we will help you cut your subscriptions. So that's not a good macro to be against. So I actually feel like ads have come back into the fore again, where we're seeing that more and more, that companies are realizing like, hey, we might have a big free user base. And again, we might have different tiers of users, some that are hyperactive that like will pay a subscription, some that are like moderately active where we maybe monetize in like with ads or with digital commerce or some number of different ways. But like companies are starting to become more creative. I think we're in the pretty early days of that. And truthfully, I think investors are just starting to get their heads around like, they got so used to underwriting subscription models. Like, how do we underwrite some of these other revenue models as well? But it does feel like that's happening.
I have this theory that at scale, all B2C marketplaces will eventually just become advertising businesses.
Yeah, for sure. And Amazon, same way. I mean, their ad business is
Yeah.
absolutely enormous. And once you have the eyeballs of the customer and have real deep engagement with the customer, you're then able to like intercept that customer demand and send it numerous different places. If I was Google and places like that, like, your discovery for food or your discovery of different goods and services might have used to start on Google, but now it's starting on Amazon, starting on DoorDash, starting on Instacart. And advertisers want to be at that point of intercept to like reach the customer at the right time. So I think you're spot on.
Well, to bring it back to what you were saying, John, it was spot on about like pipeline health. If you're able to put the advertiser, the company selling a good on your marketplace further down the funnel in a spot where it's going to meet the consumer where they want to transact, like why would you want to pay Google AdWords to be like just out in the ether versus being further down the funnel?
Totally. That's exactly right. And you will also start to see like if that's such a preferred path for commerce or for merchants, they'll then start pumping your channel yourself. So you get flywheels happening there where like,
Right.
actually, I don't want to send traffic to Google where I'm competing with 4 other, keywords that have been bid. Like I want to send it to this place or that place. And with a lot of our marketplace businesses, again, you saw this at Seamless, you saw this at Teachers Pay Teachers, where they would be pushing the site for you. And that was our unfair advantage. Like, we'd have stickers in restaurants that said, go to seamless.com to order, or teachers would have blogs that would say, hey, come to Teachers to Pay Teachers to get my content. And like that reinforcing mechanism just made the marketplace stronger. And then we were able to layer some ad businesses on top of that.